Aleichem, the Sikha of Shmos Beis. It's a combination of two Farbrengens that Rebbe had on Shmos Tavshin Chav Beis and Shmos Tavshin Chav Gimel, 61 and 62 or 62, 63, etc. And it's this time of the year that's hard to know which secular year it is because it depends how early or late the new year happens. Now, in the Farbrengen that was talking, in the Sikha that was talking about Son Yisrael and Kohen Midian and Moshe's role as Dai Mehemna. Now, there's an interesting point that the Rebbe focused on by the Farbrengen that doesn't get so much into the Sikha, if I'm correct. At least I didn't see it. However, it's worth mentioning. The Rebbe is talking about that the diuk, that's why it had to be Loyet Son Yisrael Dafka. And the answer is, in other words, why do you have to, if you want to be a Loyet, if you have to be a shepherd, why do you have to be Son Yisrael? And the answer is, it's given achana that after that he should be able to receive the Torah and learn with them the Torah. And was of them and it could have been a kitzur on Yidden that they're not worthy of it. So therefore, he had to and give himself over to the tzoin to be good to them begashmius, and that helped him to be able to then give ashpa ruchnius, and that he won't be nespoiled from any kitzurgim and from anything. Then the Rebbe comes and says, this behavior, first taking care of Bagashmis, then Beluchnis, was the Seder by Allah Yisrael, by all the Moshe's expansion into each generation. And as we know, the Baal Shem Tov accomplished by his Tzadikim Nistarim, by his Chavim Tzadikim Nistarim, the Seder, one of the big revolutions that you can learn it in, read it in Sefer Zechlenis of the Fili Kedeva. One of the big revolutions of the Baal Shem Tov was the idea as take care of Gashmis first and then nach Ruchnis. And so to the Alter Rebbe, the right that the moment he achieved Shleimus Adam, what Shleimus Adam when he got married, so at the first thing he did, he made up with his father-in-law that the father-in-law shouldn't mix into the dowry, into the nadin, and he should be able to do what he wants. And what did he give? He gave the nadin to help poor Yin. Das is doch given, noch Eder is given by Magid. This is even before he achieves, the level they achieved when he went to the Magid. And only many years later did he receive the Nasius, and he became a Yisrael, Ruchni, Shnei Ur, Shulchan Aruch, Tanya. And this is the anhaga that we demand from every Yid. Even though Miyu Zeve'ezahu that can go and grab even one thing on one level of the Alter Rebbe, but nevertheless, because Moshe is pashtus to delay, that's by every single Yid, so it's demanded from every single one of us that you don't lock yourself up, and you have to, and just ask what is good for me. And you have to think about what another Yid needs, and be willing to stand to help another Yid, ba'avas Yisrael, and first begashmis. And that way you're doing a favor for the other person is an emerson, is das God atoiva farim. The truth is you should know it's a favor for you. That the poor person does more for the balabas, for the wealthy person, than the wealthy person does for the poor person. And just like you see by Moshe Rabbeinu, that through the fact that he was the shepherd of Tzon Yisrael, he then was able to receive the Torah from Moshe Rabbeinu, from the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So, in general, this incredible lesson, I remember there was one time talking to, I think I mentioned this previously, but after 2 years of giving this year, and apologies if I don't remember every single story I shared at what stage, but I was one time sitting with a chashuv shliach, and I was saying, different kreis and different communities that deal with bringing Yidden closer to Yiddishkeit have a different approach. So I said, if I had 5 minutes with a Yid, what would you do? So, some kreisen, they would try to talk to the Yid about believing the Eibishter. Some people would learn with the guy Shtuk Gemara. Some kreisen would, try to get the guy b'simcha, try to schlep him to a graveside, to a kibbutz of a tzaddik, etc. So I asked this Yid, what would you do? And I thought he would say, I would spend the 5 minutes putting on tefillin. He said, no, I would make the guy a meal. And if I still have 1 minute left, then I'll put on tefillin and say Shema Yisrael with it.